So in this video, I just wanted to explain something that I wished I had learned a long time ago regarding to semen retention. So I was watching a lot of these videos and was saying like, okay, here's the benefits of semen retention. Okay, just do it, get the highest streak, whatever. And it helped me to really see the benefits of semen retention. I was like, yeah, this is something I want to do. But in terms of actually doing it, it was pretty hard. If you're anything like I was, you might get a streak, you'd like stop doing it for 2 or 3 days, but then after that it was just like back to square one. And it would be like that for a really long time. There was this one time where I got to a streak of like about 3 weeks, and it was just because I was like somewhere else pretty much. And, there was a lot of things to do. I was like, I don't even want to do it. But then once I got back home, it was back to square one. And it's like, fuck, dude. So yeah, if you're having trouble with this, I'm just gonna give you advice that really helped me. I'm on more than 100 days of semen retention, and I don't really even track it anymore. I actually have it tracked in this app called DaySense. And it said, and I just checked it, and it's like I'm on day 116 or something. But it's weird because semen retention isn't even something I really think about doing. It just feels like kind of natural way of life. Like if you're a non-smoker, you don't really think about not smoking. It's just you don't smoke. But yeah, if I would have learned this concept a long time ago, I think it would have really helped me. So the first part of, changing any habit that you have is awareness. You can't change it if you don't have awareness. And since people are all creatures of habits, you got to understand, okay, when do I usually jack off? Is it usually, in the daytime, right after you wake up, or right before you go to sleep, kind of like I was? Or maybe you do it at some other times. Just take the time to figure out, okay, when do I usually do this? You don't have to get it, exactly right, but like, when is the most common times that I do this? And you probably, you can probably come up with the answer pretty easily. And the second part is figuring out why. Everybody does something for a reason, whether or not they, consciously realize it. So if you can understand, okay, why am I doing this? It can really benefit you. In my example, I would do it in the mornings because I really just wanted to do something like right in the morning. I'm a morning person, and whenever I wake up, I just want to do something. And at the time, it really didn't matter what I did. I just wanted to do something. So as a result, as soon as I woke up, I just pull out my phone, beat the little it sounds so weird. But yeah, as soon as I would wake up in the morning, I just pull out my phone, watch something, and then, it satisfied my need for, some stimulation. Then when it came to doing it at nighttime, it wasn't because I wanted some stimulation. It was mainly because I had trouble going to sleep. And I knew like my sleep was really important because I didn't want to wake up the next day feeling all groggy. But at the same time, it was like, oh, well, semen retention, you're not supposed to, be jacking off anymore. It's like, fuck, well, I need to get my sleep, and I don't want to let the semen retention, stop me from it. So, I do it anyways. And your situation is probably going to be a lot similar to mine. It's not something, jacking off isn't something you do, sporadically. It's going to be a habitual thing. You usually do it at a certain time throughout the day, or after, or just before something. So figure out when and why that is. After you have that level of awareness of when and why you do it, it's okay asking, what can I do instead of this? Like, what would still give me what I wanted in the first place, but it's like in a healthier way, And it's important to say in a healthier way because, if you stop if you start semen retention, or you replace the habit with, fucking doing crack, I don't think that's the best thing to do. replacing it with crack or just taking like, you know, hella melatonin. Like, I don't think that's the best idea, just because you're going to have to depend on this. And it's like, yeah, melatonin isn't something that's it's not bad for you, or at least I don't think. The only problem with it is that if you rely on some drug to do that for you, and you know, you have to keep that up for the rest of your life, you know, what happens when you run out and what happens when you run out and you're someplace where, you know, it's really inconvenient to go to sleep? I just think it's better to have something, or replace it with a habit that you can do consistently every day, where you could realistically see yourself doing every day. So for me, in the morning, what I do instead of jacking off is, you know, straight out the bed, I do 50 push-ups. And then after that, since that's not enough stimulation, you know, I get dressed and whatever, do part of my morning routine, and then I do some aerobic exercise. This gives me and solves the problem of, you know, stimulation, because it gives me something to do, and it's a plus because it's healthy. You know, long term, it's improving my health. And in terms of going to sleep, I would try to, you know, just focus on my breath for a while, but it wasn't something I could do consistently because, you know, I had to focus. There was a lot of thoughts running through my mind. So what I started to do instead was just listening to some audiobooks. Or if I didn't want to listen to an audiobook, I just listened to like a 15-minute relaxing meditation follow along. Now I don't even need to go through the full 15 minutes. I just like do 6 minutes and I would just fall asleep. Now, the importance of this is that I can do this every day. Like, I don't think there's a situation I'm ever going to lose my phone, or access to some sort of device I can, you know, play these things. And I can always do aerobic exercise. I may not always have a gym. I may not always have access to a gym, but I do have access to, you know, just use my body. And it helps to have something like this because it's something I can do consistently over and over again. And once you make that shift from, you know, thinking about, okay, semen retention, instead thinking of, okay, exercise, meditate. It's a lot better. Now, to actually do this, it's not enough to just say you're gonna do it. A practice that I did in the beginning was I visualized myself doing this. So, you know, you can do this right now. I prefer you do it right now, because if you don't, you might forget it. You know, just visualize for all the scenarios and where you do this bad habit, which is, you know, jacking off. Imagine that situation that you're in with a cue, but then imagine yourself doing the right habit. And when you do this enough times and you actually take action on it, your mind is going to be more and more primed to do the right action rather than the wrong thing. If you've never tried the practice of visualization and like seeing how it impacts your actions, it's actually like a really powerful thing. I'm not going to go into, you know, why it works, but just know if you try it, you're going to see how it works. And it's a lot easier than trying to, like, you know, mentally just like, okay, don't do it, okay, do this instead. Just visualize yourself doing it. But yeah, that's all for this video. This is something that I wish I knew a long time ago, because now, of course, I don't even think of doing it. So yeah, I thought I'd share. If you like the video, leave a like and subscribe. See you later.